Good morning, or good evening, or good afternoon, where the hell you're listening to this. You're listening to Fat Unathletic Nerds Talking Sports, a sports pod with dad bods. This is JackKnife alongside your other host, the Zach Daniels. How are you doing tonight, Zach?
I'm feeling fantastic. It's been a little bit since we last did an episode. Not going on all the time, always, but we always come back. We
got good excuses this time. I think you went on vacation to Florida, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I went to Florida, and a couple weeks before that, I busted my ribs and then my liver. It's still a little bit sore, but I'll be making my return to dodgeball this weekend. I've assumed duties of their Instagram, so I'll try and be posting more on that and share more on that. So actually, I got to do something for that after this. I got to remind everyone we got it coming up this Saturday. If you're free, just saying.
Nah, I'm going to be working, but as far as for me, my fiance and I bought a house. We finally closed. Yep. It was a long process. Buying a house, 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. It was such a pain in the ass. I'm just kidding. Yeah, we haven't moved in. We haven't moved in yet, but in November we should be moving into our new house. So
me and Catherine are currently looking around too. We just have to get out of here. The market's not getting any better. Interest rates are not getting any better. It's better to lock in right now and have things get worse or better, and then you can fix it. You can kind of finagle with it there. Just man, it sucks in New Jersey, bro. It sucks. But I'm proud of you, bro. Proud of you.
Tell me about. Well, I'm proud of Brie. She did great. I'm paying for the wedding. She paying for the house. But
hey, give and take, bro. Give and take.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, that's what we've been up to the past month. We're 3 weeks into the NFL season, and there's a lot of storylines. Zach, are you ready to take the reins on this one? You got a lot written down.
Yeah, so I think the best way to do it is because there's only one game a week for every team, and we usually do this on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and stuff like that. I might as well just run through it all. So we're going to do Zach's Uptempo NFL Recap. Let's fucking go. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Boom. First game of the week was Thursday Night Football. The Browns beat the Steelers 29-17. Browns beat an ugly Steelers team. Their offense didn't look great at all. Mitch Trubisky is not the guy. They finished the game, though, by handing me the worst, most bullshit bad beat in betting history. So bad that FanDuel had to refund everyone. Pat McAfee was freaking out because it was his promo. It was that bad. I'm not even going to talk about that. Then we go into the Bengals and the Jets. Your Jets. The Bengals win 27-12. Bengals got a get-right game kind of here. The Jets just aren't playing that well. But I can't judge them because they don't have Zach Wilson. Joe Flacco is not the guy. I don't care about that game, that comeback last week. All right, it's still Joe Flacco. You can't expect much from him. Greg the Leg is the MVP of your team right now. Dolphins versus Bills, 21-19 Dolphins. That's right, you heard right. The Dolphins look extremely sharp right now. They beat the red-hot Buffalo Bills. They caught him slipping, and Tua, I don't know if Tua's okay. He looked like he got concussed, but they let him back in there. The dude has been playing on fire. Can't believe it. They're one of 2 undefeated teams. We'll get to the second one later. Titans versus Raiders. Titans win 24-22, just an ugly game. These two teams are ugly. The Raiders, I'm very surprised that they're winless right now. I bet Devontae Adams is regretting signing with his former college quarterback because I still think Aaron Rodgers got it. Panthers versus Saints, 22-14. Panthers win. They're in the win column finally. Another ugly game. The NFC South looks ugly in general. Just Jameis Winston putting up 350-plus yards, but he's still throwing interceptions. So it amounts to nothing. We only scored 2 touchdowns against 22 points. That's all you can say. And the Panthers weren't that great either. Baker Mayfield, big letdown since that week 1 failure to the Browns. But, hey, that's their story. Ravens versus Patriots. Ravens win 37-26. Lamar Jackson is un fuego. And Mac Jones goes down with an injury. He's going to be out for some time. Patriots not looking too great right now. But the Ravens, they're looking pretty good. They're looking pretty solid when you have Lamar Jackson at the quarterback. So, Vikings and Lions. Dude, I fucking love this Lions team. They lost, though, to the Vikings 28-24. Dude, Aiden Hutchinson is a freak of nature on that line, and they love to score. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's doing wonders for me in fantasy. I love it. Eagles-Washington. Dude, Carson Wentz's first game against the Eagles sucked. Got sacked 9 times. The Eagles are one of the hottest teams in the NFL. I didn't even expect this. Jalen Hurts is balling. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are balling. That defense is disgusting. It's scary, man. They're the only other undefeated team in the NFL. Colts Chiefs. Colts won 20-17 after 2 stinking first 2 weeks of the season. I don't know how they did this. It's not good when Patrick Mahomes is your leading rusher. Colts get the win. They're finally in the win column, but they have ones across the board because they tied with the Houston Texans. Speaking of the Texans, they lost to the Bears 23-20. These two teams are disgusting. Their running backs are fun to watch, though. Dameon Pierce is a rookie. He had 20 rushes for 80 yards and a touchdown. But this kid, Khalil Herbert, for the Bears, everyone talks about David Montgomery, but 20 rushes, 157 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's fucking insane. But, hey, Bears pull it out, but ugly game. Here's the biggest shocker of the week. Jaguars beat the Chargers 38-10. 38-10. I'm sorry, they didn't beat them. They massacred them. They killed them. Dougie P's Jaguars and his quarterback whispering to Trevor Lawrence seems to be working because they're looking pretty good. They lost to Washington week 1 just barely by 6 points. They shut out the Colts yet again. And now they kick the shit out of the Chargers. I mean, no one could have predicted that. So we'll see what happens next week. Rams Cardinals, didn't watch much of this game. Very ugly. 20-12. Seemed more defensive. Matt Stafford is not looking like an MVP candidate. Not looking like that at all. This team is not even looking like they won the Super Bowl last year. But hey, they're 2-1. So what can you say? Packers and Buccaneers. Man, I guess there's a lot of ugly games this past week. Packers win 14-12. The biggest highlight of the game was Alan Lazard puking on the sideline. That was funny. Falcons and Seahawks. I cannot believe this. Falcons win 27-23 over the Seahawks. Seahawks must be high on their own supply after beating their old quarterback in week 1 because, they forgot that Geno Smith is their quarterback. And the Falcons aren't that great, but hey, Cordero Patterson broke out, and I really like him. He's awesome. 150-plus total yards and a touchdown. Sunday Night Football. Okay, this again, I've been saying each one, ugly games, ugly defensive games. This one was the actual ugliest. Both defenses for these teams are pretty solid, but my God, the offenses make no sense. They're like, Russ is not cooking, he is cooked. And Jimmy G is just Jimmy G. He's like average at best. But 11-10, what kind of crap score is that? And it took them a last second touchdown to even get that, and a safety. It was so weird. The Broncos looked so bad. They had all this hype around them with Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, and Russell Wilson. But Russell Wilson, I mean, the coach Hackett doesn't look that good, but Russell Wilson is not looking good, and they're in trouble if that doesn't happen. By the way, he's also become the most corniest player in the NFL by what? Like, he posts videos and TikToks and crap, and I swear to God, the dude's from American Psycho, like Christian Bale.
I saw that too.
Yep, and the last game of the week, Monday Night Football, Cowboys versus Giants. This one was a little bit better. These primetime games so far this year have been kind of awful. They're either blowouts or just slog fests. And Cowboys pull it out on the Giants. Cooper Rush is undefeated in his career. He may be one of the best quarterbacks of all time. And Daniel Jones is certainly not. Daniel Jones sucks. The Giants are not going to be taken seriously by me if they have Daniel Jones. And Saquon Barkley is carrying that team on his back. So that's your recap. What do you want to talk about, Jack?
Well, I will mention this. Jimmy Garoppolo basically redeemed Dan Orlovsky, if you saw that play, if you know which play I'm talking about.
Yes, he didn't. I think Orlovsky's might have been worse, but he still stepped out of the end zone. He still crapped his pants and ran out of the back of the end zone.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Dan Orlovsky, Orlovsky was a punter, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or
no,
Orlovsky
was a quarterback. He was a quarterback, yeah.
Okay, he was. Okay, I was gonna say if he was a punter, then that's one thing. But yeah, I remember week 2. Usually it's the Jetstar on the other side of losses like that. But after Nick Chubb scored it to make it a 2-possession game, I just turned it off and just stuck to watching the Giants game with my fiance and her dad, and basically I had no hope that anything would happen. And then we see at the ticker at the bottom of Fox Sports, the Jets scored a touchdown. I'm like, okay. And not that I expect anything to happen. Not that I expect anything to happen, but it's like, okay, at least we lost. At least it was within a possession. But then I'm looking at the ticker still, and I'm just like, geez, what's taking them so long for this kickoff? So I go back to the CBS Sports app out of pure curiosity, and I put the live stream on, and the first thing I see are the Jets jumping up and down screaming that they have the ball, and then the ref is like, yes, you have the ball. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
And you know what's funny? Amari Cooper's the one who didn't get the onside recovery. And by the way, Corey Davis on that first touchdown, why was he 20 yards open? Why was he 20 yards open down the field? Like, literally anyone could have dropped that pass to him, let alone Joe Flacco's big-ass arm.
Because the Cleveland Browns browned. That's what they do. That's what they did. Yeah, but
really hard.
But yeah, But anyway, to the other team at MetLife Stadium, the Giants, they're 2-1. I mean, even if the Giants had the same record as the Jets, being like 1-2, I'd still be relatively confident in the Giants. Not necessarily for this year, but you look at them making steps to transition out of the rebuild. Because I look at the Giants, I'm like, okay, they're definitely well coached. That's not necessarily a knock against Saleh, but it seems like the Giants have more of a structure than the Jets. I look at the Giants kind of similar to the way I look at the Detroit Lions, where they're not going to win a lot of games. They're just not talented enough, but they're going to freaking fight you tooth and nail. And I've said before the season started, I wanted 3 things out of the Jets this year. At least finish at least around 500. That can still happen. Competitive in every game. Okay, they were competitive one of their games. And solid development out of Zach Wilson, which I don't know if we're going to get. How's the injury going to affect him when he comes back, hopefully this week against the Steelers? So, yeah, I want to be confident in the Jets. Maybe they could be, very similar to the Lions when Wilson gets back. And I heard this on the radio today. Joe Flacco should not be leading the NFL in pass attempts, which he is. You got crazy. He's not your number one quarterback. 2, you got 2 talented running backs in Hall and Mike and Carter, and you're not taking advantage of them? Like, come on, man. I don't get it at all. But yeah, my future father-in-law went a little viral because any Giants fans listening to this, you probably saw the video on our Instagram already. He pulled the Maloik on Titans kicker Randy Bullock on that final kick of the game, causing him to miss and the Giants to win that game. I kind of blew up on Instagram, but yeah, you could thank my future father-in-law Tony for that.
Let me see. Yeah, they got a couple hundred, got a little over 150 likes. Yeah, that's a good amount. Solid amount.
Yeah, like
8,000 plays, almost 9,000 plays. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, it blew up like a week later.
Funny.
It blew up like a week or so later. But anyway, Zach, your Eagles. I was watching them week 2 against the Vikings. Say what you will about the Vikings and how Kirk Cousins doesn't show up in primetime games, but even so, even if you take that into consideration, I look at Hurts. I look at Darius Slay. I look at the Eagles players in general. I'm like, this team is fast. They are fast.
Yeah, dude, the Eagles. I didn't even expect them to be this good. The Lions game, their only problem is they've been letting off the gas in the second half. I don't know what the deal is. They haven't scored in the fourth quarter in all 3 of their games, but they scored 38 points the first game. One of them was a defensive touchdown. Then they let the Lions get back into it. But the last 2 weeks, the Vikings and the Redskins, that defense, they're not allowing.
You're canceled. You said Redskins.
Did I say Red? Really? Damn, dude. They're never not going to be. I'm sorry. Get the fuck. Or call them the football team. I'm going to have to call them the football team because I can't fucking do it. But anyway, these last 2 weeks against the Vikings and the football team, I don't know how the defense has been shut down. Like, just. And by the way, Carson Wentz, God bless him, man. He's cooked. He's also another guy that is he is what he is. He's almost 30. I think he's 30 or he's 29, about to be 30. And the dude has no pocket presence, or pocket awareness. He's got all the arm talent in the world. It's just bad decision making. He can't throw the ball out of bounds. Like he just eats sacks. Oh, and by the way, he's fumbled more than any other player in the NFL since he was drafted in 2016. and he got 2 more and lost 1 on Sunday. The Eagles had 4 sacks in the first 7 snaps. Wow. They had 4 sacks in the first 7 snaps of their offense. Like he was done from the get-go. They were coming for blood. And the offense, I mean, dude, not many times I can't believe I'm saying this, but like the Eagles have probably the best receiving core in the entire NFL. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Devontae Smith is a number 1 on any other team, and A.J. Brown is the number 1 on any other team. Those 2 right now, they're just 2 number 1s. Like, we don't have a second guy. It could be A.J. Brown getting 10 catches for 155 against the Lions, or it could be Devontae Smith getting 9 catches for 181 yards and a touchdown against the Commanders. That's what they are, the Commanders. I got it this time. I got it. The Commies. But, like, they just look so good right now, and that defense looks scary. Like, they shut down Justin Jefferson so hard. Darius Slay is a savage. He got 2 interceptions? He got 2 interceptions and held Jefferson to, like, 50 yards or something like that. Like, that's just sick. That's just sick. Wow. I don't care. And, yeah, again, I don't care about the Kirk Cousins thing. If you were watching that game, at no point, it was 24-7, it was 24-8 for the Commanders game. At no point did it feel like, oh, this is like out of, like, oh, they're coming back into it. The score didn't tell the story. That was domination on both fronts. It's just the fact that the offense stopped scoring in the second half. So I'm really excited. Can't wait for next week. They're playing as I was saying, the Jaguars, man, 38-10 on the Chargers. I can't believe it. So next week they're playing Dougie P. He's going to get a very warm reception at Lincoln Financial Field. I'm pretty sure, right? I think it's at home. He's going to get a good ovation at Lincoln Financial Field, rightly so, justified. He deserves it. And then we're going to go out there and we're going to try and kick the shit out of him. But, man, after that last game against the Chargers, I know Justin Herbert was hurt, but 38 points. Jeez.
And I can confirm that game is going to be at home, so.
Yes, nice. That's fucking awesome. But, yeah, dude, and the Jets, by the way, get back on them real quick. I can't really, like, judge them. They have Joe Flacco at quarterback.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't. It's kind of like the Giants too. If we're talking New York sports here, the Giants with Dable, I think Dable's going to be a great coach.
Dable's a great coach. Daniel Jones, God bless him, he's trying, but I don't think he's going to be. I don't think he's the guy, even if they have a healthy offensive line. Because last night at the time of this recording, like he just couldn't. Like that guy was running for his life. All you needed was a clip of him yelling, "God damn it, Donald," the same way Peyton Manning did that one time.
Yeah, well, the Cowboys' defense is nasty too, but
Absolutely.
Brian Dable, like, some guys, it's his first time as a head coach, so we got to give it some time. But there's a pretty good 3-game start for him. We want to see if like he's one of those guys that's either are they better as a coordinator and not as a head coach, or can they do it? Can they become a head coach and take over like Doug Peterson did for us? I think Belichick probably did that. I mean, he became a head coach many, many years ago, but it's the same sort of scenario where you go from coordinator to head coach. Does it work out? We've seen Vic Fangio for the Broncos not work. We've seen Adam Gase for the Dolphins and Jets not work.
Don't remind me.
There's just Pat Shurmur 2 head coaches ago for the Giants, and Joe Judge, Mr. Tough Guy last year, puffing at his chest all the fucking time, talking big shit. Like, some guys just can't. They're better as coordinators than they are as head coaches. We'll see what Daboll can do, but the team just looks better right now. Like, Daniel Jones doesn't look good. Saquon Barkley is looking great. I don't think he was worth his draft position. All those years ago.
No. I heard this on the radio today too. Not Paul Brown. I'm brain farting. Who is the running back for the Browns? I feel like an idiot. Freaking, what's his name? Don't tell me.
Right now?
No, he's one of the all-time leading rushers of all time.
Jim Brown?
Jim Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jim Brown could be in the draft this year. He still won't get picked number 2 overall because that's how much the running back position, even though it's very relevant in fantasy, has like just kind of died over the years.
Yeah, no, it's it's become pick them up and throw them away once their rookie contract's done. It's kind of sad, but at the same time, like Saquon Barkley, I think he's if he keeps this up, I don't think he was worth his draft position. I definitely don't think he's a bust like I expected, but he's in that range where like if he was on a better team, like he's carrying the Giants right now. Yeah. He is that touchdown run he had last night was sick. That was awesome. He's dangerous, but Daniel Jones is a quarterback. I can't really take it seriously. I mean, no offense to Daniel Jones. I know he's had some struggles with offensive line and
but he's definitely not a 6 overall pick type of player.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Not at all. But yeah, I think we basically touched up everything we want to talk about as far as football goes. Let's head into baseball. Zach, you want to talk about the Phillies first?
Well, baseball. I'll let you go. I'll let you go first because you seem to have a rant, and I actually, I'm on board with you. As you know, I'll give a little preface to it. Aaron Judge is the AL MVP. There is literally no arguing from me. He could win the Triple Crown. He's close to breaking Maris's record, or he's 61 home runs. Just
he's on control. Deck at the time of this recording. Right now, it's 3-1 Yankees, top of the 6th. Aaron Hicks is up. Aaron Judge is on deck. So there might be a moment where we pause this podcast and like, oh, and Hicks just got a base hit. So yeah, hopefully some history here on FUNTS happens. But yeah, at the time, sorry to interrupt, Zach, but want me to take?
No, I'll finish it up before your rant. Basically, yeah, if this dude has the chance at a Triple Crown, he has 60 home runs, he has an ungodly amount of RBIs, his average is over 300. Like, you see some guys like they'll hit 40, 50 home runs, but they probably have like a 270 and under average. Like 270 is still good, but this dude is he's not hitting for just home runs, he's hitting for average and RBIs and getting on base. Like, the dude's out of control, and he's a fantastic fielder. He's the AL MVP. No, sorry, Ohtani. We can't give him the MVP every year just because he pitches and hits. I'm sorry. We fucking can't. Last year was sick. He hit like 40-plus home runs, crazy RBIs, and he pitched very well. This year he's better pitching, but he's slowed down on the hitting. We can't do this every year. The dude has to be spectacular every year now at this point. I'm sorry. It's just the way we have to look at it. Shohei Ohtani is probably the best athlete of our generation right now, but we can't give him the MVP every year. It's just not fair.
Yes. I mean, yeah, I guess I'm going to go into my rant now. Good. They're changing pitchers to pitch the Judge. Jeez, watch them intentionally walk him again.
They'll probably fucking walk him, scumbags. Just someone... Why does no one want to be a part of that? Personally, if I was me, I'd be like, I'm going to pump him heaters, and if he gets it, he fucking gets it. He got me. Like, I'd want to be a part of it, personally. Maybe I'm a loser. I don't know.
I know. I want to say it's like basically almost universally agreed upon that Judge is going to get MVP, but, you still got your detractors, like Ben Verlander, saying like, oh, what Ohtani's doing is special. What, and Judge isn't? Like, seriously, if Judge doesn't get the AL MVP and it goes to Ohtani simply because he pitches too, then that's a crime against humanity. The only reason the Yankees are still in first place is because of Judge. That's not to take away from Ohtani. I know he's doing better than last year when he won, but Judge is otherworldly right now. He's leading the AL in almost every category. If you're going to not award Judge when he's a batting average point away from winning the Triple Crown, then you might as well never hold a vote again as long as Ohtani plays, because
he's just carrying that team.
Yeah, because Ohtani would just get the award every year. It's not Ohtani's fault that the Angels suck, but he certainly is not doing well enough to where they were relevant this year. They've been eliminated from playoff contention a while ago. Judge is carrying the Yankees on his back. This isn't like the 2009 team that won the World Series when they had so many different guys contribute, like Jeter, Teixeira, A-Rod, that you couldn't make a case for anyone being the MVP. No one necessarily stood out. The one constant on this team this year is Judge being a threat, and he's at bat right now. First pitch. Okay, foul ball. He hasn't been walked with the bases loaded yet, but teams are terrified to pitch to him. Like, he got walked Last night, the Blue Jays brought in a pitcher and then just intentionally walked him. And, it was the right move to do, but jeez, I'm like, come on, man. But, yeah, not to mention, to go along with the potential Triple Crown, he's 2 home runs away from breaking the AL single-season home run record held by Roger Maris. Like, okay, 0-2, he swung and missed there. Like, seriously, you're not going to make Judge MVP because he doesn't pitch too? Bullshit. You know what? Let's punish Ohtani for not playing the field when he doesn't pitch. Oh, and WAR! Judge is leading the league in WAR. Wait, is he leading the league in WAR? Just make sure I'm being... I don't want to be wrong there. And whatever, I don't... Well, I'm sure he's up there. You bring up WAR. Judge is leading the league in... Or at the very least, top of the league, near the top of the league in WAR. And if I'm not mistaken, that stat helped Ohtani win the AL Rookie of the Year over Miguel Andujar, who was a Yankee, now a Pirate. Okay, count 1 and 2 still.
Foul.
Yeah.
I'm watching too now, Jack. You can keep going, all right? I'm watching.
Okay, yeah. The WAR stat helped Ohtani win Rookie of the Year, if I'm not mistaken, despite Ohtani missing a good chunk of the year. Now, if you bring up WAR to the Ohtani fanboys, they're like, well, WAR isn't relevant here. It hurts him because blah, 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 blah. Dude, stats are not some coat that you put away in a closet and then take out when you're ready to use it. I personally don't give a damn about WAR because it confuses the shit out of me. But you can't use it as the basis of your argument. Good eye, Judge. Use it as the basis of your argument 1 year and then just toss it out another year. This season by Judge, I mean, this is the best bet on yourself contract season anyone has probably ever had. We'll see how Lamar Jackson does with the Ravens as the season goes on. But yeah, seriously, the Yankees need to pay this man. They really do. The 2-2. Okay, another foul ball. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
I'm kind of like in the middle of watching myself.
In the middle. Okay, but yeah, Zach, I basically completed my rant just as you got back to the chair.
That's good. No, man, I'll talk about the Phillies in a little bit. I do want to see the end of this at bat, but I will keep talking about it. The fact that Aaron Judge is not being considered for AL MVP by some people it's pretty fucking stupid. Like, honestly, like it's just like I actually compare it to. I'm going to keep it now it's on the screen. I compare it to Bryce Harper last year. The Phillies missed the playoffs. They collapsed in September, which I'll get to that in a little bit about this year. But Bryce Harper won NL MVP because his second half was out of this world. Like, it was unbelievable. Aaron Judge is doing that all year long, and he, at this point, like, the last time we were on a podcast or a couple podcasts before.
And he walked. Pussies.
At least he went after him, so. But it's just like Bryce Harper. Like, the dude is carrying the team. He has to win it. Like, what he's doing, plus the fact that the rest of the team is not carrying their own weight or not nearly as much as he is. I mean, granted, he's carrying the weight of every team. Like, he would be the MVP for every team in the league if he was hitting like this.
Absolutely.
But there's no reason. Again, I bring it back to the Phillies, but that's just what happened last year. Bryce Harper was playing above everybody else on the team. He was the only reason at some points they were winning games near the end of the year while they were collapsing. He didn't have the best last week of the season, but literally for like 2 months from the All-Star break on, the dude was out of control. So at this point, Judge has been doing it all year long, just hitting home runs nonstop. And that's why he's sitting at 60 right now. I hope he gets it. I bet there's a lot of pressure on him, a lot of eyes. I mean, like, dude, everyone's playing these games right now. Everyone wants to see it. Everyone wants to witness it. Everyone wants to catch the ball. Fuck Zach Hampel. I hope he never catches it.
Unpopular opinion, I don't hate Zach Hampel. Just saying. That's just me.
I've seen.
I love
an entitled piece of shit. So I don't.
I love the memes about. I think some of the memes are funny, like that Real Men of Genius commercial I told you about.
Yeah,
Mr. Overzealous Foul Catcher. I mean,
yes, that ball is mine.
You're a feisty rodent.
So As for the Phillies and other teams, basically, like, we're trying our damnedest not to blow it. We had a 4.5 game. We had the second wild card spot and a 4.5 game lead. We are now in the third wild card spot, I believe. And let me see what we're doing right now. I believe, yep, we're losing. We're losing to the Cubs. We're losing to the Cubs 1-0 and we're entering the bottom of the fifth. Oh no, wait, we're in the bottom of the fifth. My bad. Yeah, like, we have less than 10 games left. I just win 5 or 6 of them, and we have the tiebreaker over every other team trying to get into a wild card spot. Just fucking win some games, man. We got a game and a half above Milwaukee. The Dodgers are in, the Mets are in, the Braves are in, but the Braves and Mets are still fighting for that division. And the Cardinals, why are they not marked as a division winner? No, I guess they can't. I guess they'd have to choke real hard to lose it, but I mean, they seem like they're upset. They're up 6.5 games and there's 10 games left. I guess that makes sense. You gotta finish them out. You gotta close. Maybe tonight if they win. So we got the Yankees, not the Cleveland Redacteds, the Cleveland Guardians. So we got the Guardians, the Astros, and the Yankees on the American League side right now. I guess the wild cards are still trying to sort themselves out. We have the Mets and the Braves basically fighting for the division right now, and the Dodgers. After that, we want to see who gets in. It looks like San Diego could have the second spot. San Diego has the second spot right now. Philadelphia has the third. Milwaukee it's just Milwaukee now. It's just Milwaukee trying to fight for the Phillies. And Phillies have a tiebreaker over them. They beat them on the season series. And the Cardinals. The Cardinals have to try and close out. I guess they probably are. I don't know why they're not marked as in the playoffs yet. Who's on the American League side? We got Houston, New York, Cleveland, Toronto, Tampa Bay, and Seattle. Oh, would love to see Seattle get in. I think the craziest story of the baseball season has been the fact that Seattle is about to break their drought. But if they don't break their drought, do you know who would be the other wildcard team in the next 10 games to possibly steal it from them?
Twins?
No, the Baltimore Orioles.
Oh, that's right.
They're 80-73. The Mariners are 83-69. So in the next 10, 11 games, however many games they have left, I guess they're at 90, right? Wait, let's see. Yeah, they're at 9 games. Baltimore's at 9 games. Did they lose today? Did they play today? Either way, they got 9 games left. So they would have to win out, because due to baseball and how everything works. But would be nice to see both the Mariners and the Phillies break their droughts of 11 and what are the Mariners, 20 years at this point? So
something like that. I don't think they've been to the playoffs since 2001 when they won 116 games but lost to the Yankees.
Yeah, and the Phillies haven't been there since 2011, and they've been so close the past 4 years. This 5th year, if just these last 10 games, man, do not fucking collapse. Just win 4 of them and you should be all right. But win 5+, please. You play the Cubs for 3 games. You play the Nationals for 4 games. And then you have the Astros for 4 games. Hopefully they don't have anything to play for though. But, whoop-de-fucking-do. That means absolutely nothing, so.
Yeah. If Yankees are up 5-1 at the time of this recording, top of the 6th. If I'm not mistaken, the Yankees do clinch the AL East if they win tonight. So, yeah. I think that basically covers it for baseball. Basketball, we don't have that much, but there are 2 very controversial storylines. The first one being Suns owner Robert Sarver is selling the team after it's been revealed after investigation that he's a major asshole, and that's putting it lightly.
Yeah, I read some comments. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Just put it bluntly. Just put it bluntly. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the wrong. Yeah, you're in the wrong business if you're gonna be doing that type of shit. But anyway,
yeah.
Now to the East, the Boston Celtics coach. How do I pronounce this dude's name again?
All right, his here I got you on this one, Jack. His name is the Celtics coach Ime Udoka, suspended for 1 year for a quote unquote consensual relationship with a team employee. The Boston Celtics are coming off a 4-2 loss in the NBA championship to the Warriors. I mean, don't shit where you eat. A lot of places, workplace relationships are not a thing. They don't allow it. It's not cool. They don't like it. It's an ethical thing. It's an ethical thing. It's a work ethic thing. So I get it. I totally get it. And
some places institute that, other places don't. Like Bart Scott was saying on the radio, how there were people in the Ravens organization that are married. They met each other through the Ravens organization. And even when I worked at ESPN, I know people there who were dating or were even married.
I think you got to go about it. You got to go about it the right way. I heard that. I mean, all this is speculation, but heard it was like a vice president's wife, and then there was another married chick. He's also engaged to Nia Long, who is an absolute dime piece. I don't understand what this fucking guy is doing.
You told me that. I was like, he's engaged to Nia Long? Visa
engaged or married or whatever.
Visa from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Apparently they have a kid together. They've been engaged for like 10 years, apparently. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, I have no idea. Look, ultimately it comes down to don't shit where you eat.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this for the off chance that my fiance is listening to this. Have you ever seen what happens in Vegas with Ashton Kutcher and Cameron Diaz?
No.
Okay, basically they get drunk and get married in Vegas. One of them wins like a bunch of money at the casino, and they're fighting over the money. So they're trying to sabotage each other. Zach Galifianakis is Ashton Kutcher's friend, and he sees his wife is Cameron Diaz and knows he's trying to sabotage her. And Zach Galifianakis is like, "That's your wife? What is wrong with you? She's so hot." And Ashton Kutcher's like, "Well, whose side are you on? Mine or hers?" And Zach Galifianakis is like, Hers, definitely hers. But yeah, I imagine some people are looking at Udoka, or I think I just butchered his last name.
Ime Udoka.
I think some people are looking at Ime Udoka, looking at his fiance, and are like, "What is wrong with you,
dude?" That was like 90% of Twitter. They were like, "This dude was with Nia Long. Like, what are you fucking doing?" But anyway, back onto it though. He was suspended for a year for a ready, quote unquote, big Dr. Evil quotes here, consensual relationship with an employee.
It's like that episode of South Park when PC Principal gets together with the teacher. They're together.
But dude, no, something's fishy because also I saw that video of Matt Barnes. Or is that his name?
Yeah, I think that's who it is. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I sent it to you because he looked really shook and was saying on his Instagram live or he made a post and he was like, I posted kind of somewhat sort of defending Ime Udoka and saying we don't know the facts. And someone had reached out to him and basically gave him the skivvy that's not the story that's not in the press right now. And he said it's much worse than you think. I was like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck is going on? So, I don't know. Came out of absolute left field. Just crazy.
It was a Woj bomb at 2 a.m, if I'm not mistaken.
It was just so random. It just one morning they were like, Ime Udoka's having sex with married women. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
But speaking of Nia Long, I have a funny story involving someone I know. I'm not gonna say who it is because they could. I don't know if they could get in trouble for it. I mean, it's kind of benign, but after this, I'm not going to chance it. But I was watching that movie Keanu with Key and Peele and the cat, and Nia Long's in that movie. And the person I know, it's that woman right there, Nia Long. Yeah, she's hot, right? She was in Friday, all stuff. I was backstage once at some show she was at, and she said hi to me. And he looked to his right and looked to his left and then pointed to himself me? You're saying hi to me? And then, but by that time, she was already moved on, made himself look like a fool. Like I said, I'm not going to say who it was because I don't know if they could get in trouble for that, but I'm just going to leave it at that.
Jeez.
But yeah, that's it for basketball. Now it's time for me to take the reins. It's almost hockey season! Yes. First off, some sad NHL news. The Toronto Maple Leafs jersey has been compromised. The Leafs put an ad for a milk company on their jersey.
Oh,
milk! Now listen, I get that Canada basically banned people from going to games during the pandemic. They need to recoup their losses, which is why part of me is like, okay, once you recoup the losses, you could get rid of it, right? Right? Because the Toronto Maple Leafs are an original 6 team. Like, that sweater is iconic. To see some company on there, like, it's nothing against the company. It's just like something on there that's like not hockey related. It's like, okay, guys, come on, what's going on? As of right now, the Rangers don't have anything on their jersey yet. Keyword yet. They still have the ads on their helmets, but I'd much rather that than the jersey. I still hope those go away soon, but still, yet. Anyway, that's like I said. A uniform is sacred at NHL. Nothing's sacred here at FUNTS. Any sponsor, you want me to wear what? You want me to wear something? It's all good. Just not on my favorite sports teams.
Hell fucking yeah.
Yeah, okay. But anyway, 3 retirements were announced this week. 3 defensemen, all within a matter of like 24 hours. PK Subban, Zdeno Chara, and Keith Yandel, all retired. PK Subban played 13 seasons with the Montreal Canadiens, the Nashville Predators, and the New Jersey Devils. He scored 115 goals, 352 assists for a total of 467 points. 2013 Norris Trophy winner, a 3-time All-Star, and his playing career is over, but he's such a big personality. Don't be surprised if he ends up getting a TV role somewhere as an analyst, because he's got that type of personality. He's done playing, but he's not going to go away anytime soon.
Are you talking about PK Subban, right?
Absolutely, Subban.
He was in the newest Jackass. He was in Jackass 4.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, man, you should watch that movie, bro. It's so funny. Jackass doesn't get old. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of dick in it. There's not as much poop, but there's a lot of dick in it. But fantastic movie. I love Jackass. So, yes, PK Subban is in that, and he plays a great role.
Don't spoil.
Great role.
Don't spoil.
I'm not going to. It's a great role.
But yeah, he made a name for himself with the Montreal Canadiens. You know, he did a lot of charity work for, their children's hospital. He got traded to the Nashville Predators where, he did well there. He helped them on a Stanley Cup run in 2017. Then he got traded to the Devils in 2019. And yeah, his career really, he struggled there. His career really went downhill after that. And he was a free agent. No teams wanted to sign him, so I guess he decided to call it a career. Zdeno Chara, 24 seasons, starting with the Islanders, then with the Ottawa Senators, then the Boston Bruins, where he played 14 years, then the Washington Capitals, and then he went back to the Islanders, where he wrapped up his career. He 209 goals, 471 assists, and 680 for a total of 680 points in a 301 plus minus rating. He captained the Bruins to the Stanley Cup in 2011. He was 2009 Norris Trophy winner, a 7-time All-Star, and at one point held the world record for the world's hardest shot. Next in line is Keith Yandel. He played 16 years in his NHL career with Phoenix and Arizona. They just changed the name of the city. You know what I mean. 16 years with the Coyotes, the Rangers, the Panthers, and the Flyers. 103 goals, 516 assists for 619 points. Rey Mysterio. He played in 989 consecutive games until Mike Yeo decided to be an asshole last season, leaving him 11 games shy of 1,000. But yeah, all 3 very solid careers. I think Chara, you have to make a Hall of Famer. There, to those guys, congrats.
24 seasons is fucking crazy. Sorry to interrupt. 24 seasons. That's bonkers. That's on Tom Brady level of like length.
Well, you know how tall Zdeno Chara is, right?
Yes, I have heard he's fucking huge.
Yeah, my uncle likes to call him Big Bird.
That's a big dude.
All right. But yeah, and to my guys, the New York Rangers. For those of you not watching, I'm wearing my Rangers shirt. And I'm also flipping back and forth between, the preseason game and with the Rangers and Bruins, like as the Yankees are playing too. Rangers currently lead 2-1, but his preseason, meaningless game. I just want to make sure everyone's like still doing what they're supposed to do. Like the Rangers played their first playoff game last night against the New York Islanders. They won 4-1, and reigning Vezina winner Igor Shesterkin was solid. He stopped all 14 Islander shots. He got pulled halfway through because, preseason, no injury concern. Jimmy Vesey signed a contract with the Rangers. He scored a goal. He's likely going to be like a role player, fourth line type player. Zach Jones, one of our prospects, scored, and that's how you fight for your roster spot, because the Rangers are very deep on defense. So deep that it's basically a competition for the final spot between guys like Zach Jones, Braden Schneider, and I guess Lieber Hayek, even though me and every other Ranger fan wants him to get the hell out of town. Yeah, that's how you battle for the roster spot. Nils Lundqvist, for those who don't know, was another Rangers defensive prospect. I kind of don't blame him for asking for a trade, but he had demanded a trade, and he ended up getting dealt to the Dallas Stars for 2 conditional picks. I don't remember all the details, but I know that if the Stars end up getting a top 10 pick this year, their first round pick will go to the Rangers next year as opposed to this year. So yeah, Chris Drury, that was a great job by you there. Keandre Miller, again, speaking of great defensemen, he scored a shorthanded goal last night. Look, you just watch him skate with the puck. He's slicing and dicing, and he's just such a beautiful skater. And he put away the pass from Othmann, which is, I think that's the perfect segue into my next topic. I'm gonna play the cutting edge with JackKnife music right now. It's not actually my music; it's from Super Smash Bros. Melee, but I want to talk about this Rangers prospect, Brennan Othmann, 2020 first-round pick from the Flint Firebirds. Last night, he recorded 2 assists, and if that wasn't enough to impress you, the point production from this kid, the other thing that impressed me was the toughness from him. In the first period, he took a big hit from Alexander Romanov of the Islanders. It was a clean hit. Romanov's a big dude. He's 6'1", 215 pounds. Othmann's no slouch himself. He's 6 foot, 188 pounds. Truba, the newly named Rangers captain, gave Romanov a little shove after that. I kind of like to see that. Othmann, he didn't complain. He got right back up. He got patched up on the bench, like had a little piece of paper stuck up his nose to stop the nosebleed, and he just kept playing. And he got that second assist later in the game. And now I'm going to go into my little section on him. I know, it's the first game of the preseason. Obviously, me and every other logical fan out there isn't going to be like, we're Stanley Cup bound! Even if it's against the Islanders. But the performance of Othmann is what I'm taking note of in this game. Shesty's great performance, Key being phenomenal again, that's all good and what we hope to see. But if Othmann continues to play like this, he's going to make Chris Drury and Gerard Gallant's job a living hell in the future, in the sense that they might have to choose between him and someone else for their best lineup going forward. Now, this likely isn't going to be an issue for this year. Othmann is only 19 years old and isn't necessarily viewed as a piece for this season. But if he continues to be great in juniors, because he can't go to Hartford due to the age, like he can play in the NHL, but there's an age limit in the AHL, the Blue Shirts might not have a choice but to bring him up. Like, he could play so good, it's like, we have to give him a shot. Which, don't get me wrong, that's a very good problem to have. He fits the mold of what the Rangers have been looking for the past 2 years. This guy who not only puts up points, but plays with a toughness to his game to where he's playing against where playing against him just wears you down. I remember when the Rangers drafted him, I was like, really? We're not trading for a center or drafting a center? But his performance in juniors with the Flint Firebirds, like this previous season, 97 points in 66 games. Holy shit. And in World Juniors, 6 points in 6 games. Makes me eager to see him in a Ranger uniform. And you know what? He's an asshole! If a Rangers opponent or opposing fan complains to me about him, like, Brennan Othmann is such an asshole, my response is like, yes, exactly, that's the point. He even had check forward Michael Gut shove him in the handshake line at Worlds because Gut was still mad at him over something that happened in the game, and Othmann's response was, if you can't play with the big boys, don't come out to play. I love seeing guys on this team that won't be intimidated, who won't be pushed around, yet still put up the numbers on the scoreboard. You know, those are guys like Tom Wilson, Milan Lucic when he was in his prime, Brad Marchand, and to a degree Alex Ovechkin. Stanley Cup is the goal for this season, I'm sure. I don't think they're quite ready yet, but this team is showing that even if you beat them, you're going to have to bring your very best, and you'll remember the time you faced them. I can't wait for this season. Now, these next coming years, Stanley Cup or bust. I don't know if this is necessarily the year, but they are close. They are close, and Brennan Othmann is going to be a great piece, you know, for this team going forward. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that, Zach.
Nice. Yeah. No. Hockey's a fit. When does hockey start up? When's the first game?
I'll double check right now because I'm lazy. Ironically enough, the Rangers' first game is against the team that knocked them out in the playoffs, the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's all home opener. Let's see. Go to NHL.com teams. Come on.
Well, also, what's the first game of the season? When does the whole thing start?
Let me find out. Okay,
That's a good thing to find out.
Yeah, because NHL is not necessarily like the NFL, where like the Thursday night game is like some kind of event. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, they just start up.
Basically, I mean, don't get me wrong. The first game is nationally televised, but you know, still. Let's see, October. Yeah, October 11th is the Rangers' first game. Nope, regular season schedule. Come on. What is it? The season officially starts on... And I was doing so well, I thought I wasn't going to be Bill Burring it this time around. No, I don't want to sign up for whatever the hell this is. Don't you love it when you're trying to look up something, get this running efficiently as possible, and then freaking ads pop up? But yeah. Look, I think it is October 11th, the first day of the regular season. Yeah, the 2023 NHL season will begin in North America with back-to-back doubleheaders televised in the United States, starting with the Rangers hosting the Tampa Bay Lightning on October 11th. So yeah, there it is, Zach. October 11th.
October 11th.
I hope next June you're a fully invested fan.
I'll try, man. I gotta try and keep up with it. They start throwing football and basketball right. It's like right in the middle. It's weird. So, but yeah, no. I mean, I after watching several games this year and betting on some, pretty fun. It's pretty entertaining watching it. And I remembered I had into our D-Gen segment of the show. I did have like a correct score bet going. Now, if you don't know, correct score is literally like you have to get the exact score. I think it was plus like 4,000 or some crap for like 4-2 between two teams, and it was 4-2. It was 4-2 with like 6 minutes remaining in the game. I was bugging out. I think I would have won. I would have turned like $10 into 410 or whatever.
Wow.
Like. Yeah, and it was like 4-2, and I'm like, don't you fucking score. No one fucking score anymore. And someone gave up a goal. It was 5-2. That other team started pulling away, and I'm like, fuck. Like, the moment you're out of the correct score, you're like, you know, it's over. So,
yeah.
But like, yeah, it's fun. It's just fun. And I think I hit a couple parlays too. I was asking you guys for some help last year. I think one of them hit, one of them didn't. It's fun. It gets you more invested. That's what I got to do. I got to try and get more invested. So what I need to do is spend more money.
At the very least, even though you didn't always win the bets, I do remember each time you bet the Rangers won. So
they didn't do bad. I was the one trying to be like positive for you. So
I've been positive on the Rangers. I'm positive on the Rangers.
I know. No. This is like you were like molding into it because last year, remember, you were like, I don't know. You're like you being your Jets fan sort of thing with the Rangers, and you were like, I don't know. And then
it was because of the firing of John Davidson and Jeff Gordon. But yeah, speaking of that move kind of worked out for the Rangers.
Good for them. That's good for them.
And, to change sports, similar situation could be happening in Miami, which we were all like, what the hell were the Dolphins doing when they fired Brian Flores? But now that the Dolphins are 3-0, I'm like, okay, this doesn't look good for Brian Flores. But then again, Brian Flores didn't have Tyreek Hill on his team last year. So, I think the jury's out on that. On that.
All right.
But
we'll see. I can't wait. October 11th. I'll look for it.
But yeah, we covered a lot. We covered a lot tonight. Anything else you want to talk about, Zach, or should we wrap up?
Let's wrap it up, bro. I think. All right. How long have we gone? How long has this been?
Just under an hour, which is good in my book.
That's cool with me, man. Yeah. No, I think we had a good time. You want to try and do this again? What are we doing next week? Are we doing anything next week? I don't think I'm doing anything next week. I got a bachelor party next weekend, not this weekend. Next weekend.
I mean, I don't know when we're gonna be up again, but because my house isn't even ready to be painted yet. We got to install some new sheetrock and shit. Got to sand and spackle some walls. But yeah, we'll figure something out.
Any estimation on when you think you'll be in there?
In November, definitely November.
Wow, holy shit, bro.
Yep, we got some work to do. But yeah, if you made it this far, thank you very much for listening. Be sure to subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube at Fat Athletic Nerds Talking Sports. Be sure to follow us on all our social medias at FUNTS Podcast on Twitter and Instagram and on Facebook at Fat Athletic Nerds Talking Sports. This is JackKnife alongside Zach Daniels. Have a wonderful night, everyone.
Peace out.